So it's that time again to make my favorite video of the year. So today we're going to be looking at the 8 best credit cards of 2023, along with 2 bonus honorable mentions. And by no means do you have to get all the 10 cards in this video, but I put together what I think is a really great variety of cards with a ton of features, benefits, and value that you can pick and choose from. Now, because there's a total of 10 credit cards that I want to talk about, I'm going to stick to going over mostly the main benefits and other important things to be aware of with each card. But I've also got many other videos here on my channel that go into much more detail that I'll link to down below, along with some other useful links that'll help you to learn more about these cards as well if you're interested in supporting my channel for free. So without wasting any time here, let's get right into it with credit card number 1 on my list of the best credit cards for 2023, and that is going to be the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Now, I'm including the Sapphire Preferred as one of only 3 cards in this video that has an annual fee that I think is worth it, and then the rest are going to have no annual fee. So this Chase card costs $95 per year, but it also comes with a $50 hotel credit if you book a stay through Chase in the travel portal. So that brings the effective annual fee on this card down to just $45 per year, which isn't too bad. Right now, Chase is also offering a sign-up bonus on the Sapphire Preferred for 60,000 Ultimate Rewards points after spending $4,000 in 3 months. And 60,000 Chase points is going to be worth at least $600 at a minimum if you redeem that for cash back at a fixed value of 1 cent per point. But if you redeem those same points from the sign-up bonus for travel inside the Chase portal using the Sapphire Preferred's 25% boost feature, then you can turn that into $750 worth of travel instead. More importantly though, the Chase Sapphire Preferred also gives you access to many great travel partners that includes Hyatt, United, British Airways, and many more, where you can transfer your points at a 1-to-1 rate. So if you go ahead and subscribe down below and then check out some other videos I have on my channel, you're gonna find some other content I have that shows you how to get 2 to 3 times more value from your Chase points by transferring them. Now, some of those features on the Sapphire Preferred are gonna be important if you wanna actually combine this credit card with a couple of other no annual fee Chase credit cards that I'll talk about later on. But in terms of spending multipliers on the Preferred, you're gonna earn 5 points per dollar on travel booked through the Chase portal and 2 points per dollar on any other travel outside of that portal, which covers a very broad range of expenses. Then you also get 3 points per dollar on dining, 3 points per dollar for online groceries, 3 points per dollar on select streaming services, and 1 point per dollar on all other purchases. Some other smaller benefits that are useful on the Sapphire Preferred also includes good travel protections for things like cancellations or delays, no foreign transaction fees, plus you get primary auto rental coverage when a lot of other credit cards out there only give you secondary coverage. And then there's some limited time partner benefits where you can earn 5% back with Lyft, and then you also get some temporary memberships to things like DoorDash and Instacart as well. So overall, the Chase Sapphire Preferred is a great travel credit card with lots of value and only a small annual fee that I think is well worth it for most people, especially in a Chase trifecta setup with other Chase cards that I'll talk about later on in this video. Now, if you're not a traveler, then maybe the Sapphire Preferred is not for you, but I think the second credit card on this list should be a no-brainer for every single person out there who has good credit, and that's gonna be the Citi Custom Cash. So the Custom Cash has no annual fee and is currently offering a sign-up bonus of $200 cash back after you spend $1,500 in the first 6 months of account opening. And that $200 of cash back is actually earned in the form of 20,000 Citi thank you points, which you can then convert to $200 of cash back at a fixed rate of 1 cent per point. Or similar to other credit card setups, you could even pair the Custom Cash with something like the Citi Premier, and then go ahead and transfer any of your Citi points out to travel partners for even more value. But apart from the one-time sign-up bonus you get in your first year, the real consistent way to earn cash back and points with this credit card that makes it a no-brainer in my opinion is going to be its spending multipliers. And for the Citi Custom Cash, the way it works is you get 5% back, or really 5 points per dollar on your highest eligible spend category every single billing cycle on up to $500 of spending. And any spending over $500 in that highest category will have you go down to getting 1% back, or 1 point per dollar. You also get unlimited 1% back on all other purchases, but to take advantage of this card, we really want to find a single category every billing cycle to try to only spend in that category to lock in getting 5% back. And the categories that are eligible for this are going to be restaurants, gas stations, grocery stores, select travel, select transit, select streaming services, drug stores, home improvement stores, fitness clubs, and live entertainment. So for me personally, my Citi Custom Cash card serves as my dedicated 5% back gas card where I'm only using it at gas stations, so that's my highest spend category by default. But what I really like is that you have the flexibility to change that up if you need to every single billing cycle with any other categories. Other than that, there's not too many other benefits, but just be aware that there is going to be a 3% foreign transaction fee, so the Citi Custom Cash is not a good option to use if you're traveling outside of the United States. Then next, we've got another no annual fee credit card from another issuer, and I think this card is highly underrated and really needs to be talked about more, and that is going to be the Capital One Savor One Rewards card. So Capital One really packed a lot into this one credit card, starting with the sign-up bonus, which currently sits at $200 after spending $500 in the first 3 months from account opening. But then on top of that upfront upfront bonus, you're also gonna get to earn cash back in a ton of different ways with unlimited 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, popular streaming services, and grocery stores. And then you also get 1% back on all other purchases. So to me, the categories here make this one of those credit cards that should always be in your wallet, because some other credit cards out there are really only good at maybe one thing. But this is a card that gives you a lot of options. So I can go out to the grocery store to get 3% back on all that, and then come back home to cook dinner and maybe watch The Office on reruns with a Peacock subscription, which also gets me 3% back as a streaming service. Or I could take this card out with me to dinner and then maybe go catch a movie in theaters or go out to a Sixers game in Philly and also get 3% back on all of that. Also, throughout last year, Capital One added a few cool upgrades to the Saver One card that includes getting 5% back on hotels and car rentals that you book through their Capital One travel portal. So that makes this a decent card for cash back on travel as well, but just know that flights are not included for getting 5% back here. And you should also always make sure that the prices in any travel portal out there are competitive with other sites before booking so you don't overpay. Then additionally, last year, Capital One added some new temporary partner benefits that are active through November 14th, 2024, like 10% back on Uber and Uber Eats, plus a complimentary Uber One membership. And then there's also certain events and other things that you can go ahead and book through Capital One Entertainment, where you're also going to be able to get 8% back with the Saver One card. So like I said, that's a ton of stuff all packed into this one no annual fee credit card. And to top it all off, there's also no foreign transaction fees, which is another really convenient feature. Now for the fourth card on this list of the best credit cards for 2023, let's stay with Capital One here and talk next about the Venture X, which is another premium travel credit card coming in with an annual fee of $395. But like I'll show you, that annual fee is not really as bad as it seems, and you get a ton of features and benefits on this card as well. So let me quickly go over what those are. First, the Venture X currently has a sign-up bonus of 75,000 miles after spending $4,000 in the first 3 months. And to put a value on that, 75,000 miles converts to $750 worth of travel at a value of 1 cent per mile for new travel booked through Capital One's portal, or to redeem against previous travel purchases on your statement. Or you can transfer those miles out to airline and hotel partner programs where you can potentially get up to 2 cents per mile or more. So the 75,000 miles could become worth $1,500 in value or more. Now, after that one-time first year bonus, the Venture X also comes with a $300 travel credit that you'll get every anniversary of having the card open, which you can use to book travel inside the Capital One portal. And then what happens is you get credits of up to $300 back for that spending. Again, make sure the prices are competitive whenever you're booking in a portal, but Capital One Travel seems to have some of the best features out there when it comes to making sure their prices are the lowest. Then every anniversary, starting on your first account anniversary with the Venture X, you also get another 10,000 mile bonus. And again, we can value that at a base level of $100 at 1 cent per mile. So if we do some math and take negative $395 for the annual fee plus $300 for the travel credit plus another $100 in value at a minimum from the anniversary bonus, that puts us at positive $5, which means that it's like Capital One pays us $5 every year just to hold this card. Now, of course, profiting $5 is not the point, but what it means is that we can take advantage and then get value from all the other features and benefits on the Venture X. And then we don't have to feel weighed down by such a high annual fee, which can happen with so many other expensive credit cards out there like the Amex Platinum or the Chase Sapphire Reserve. So on the Venture X, you're also gonna earn 10 miles per dollar on hotels and car rentals booked through Capital One Travel, 5 miles per dollar on flights booked through Capital One Travel, and then 2 miles per dollar on all other purchases. And the really cool thing that not a lot of people out there know is that you can actually combine certain other credit cards from Capital One, like that no annual fee Saver One card I just talked about, and then you can transfer the cash back you earn on that card into Capital One miles on a card like the Venture X. Basically, that would turn all the Saver One's 3% cashback categories into 3 miles per dollar on things like dining, groceries, entertainment, and streaming. And then you could use the Venture X to also get higher multipliers on travel, plus 2 miles per dollar on everything else, which is a really strong 2-card setup. Now, the main reason some people like that Capital One Duo setup is because they can take advantage of good mile redemption values offered by the travel transfer partners on the Venture X. But that's all too much to get into for this video, so let me know down below if you want to see me make some future content on that. Then the Venture X also gives you access to a large network of airport lounges from Priority Pass, Plaza Premium, and now Capital One lounges too. And with those lounges, as a primary card holder, you can bring 2 free guests with you. There's also a $100 global entry or TSA PreCheck credit, benefit, a cell phone protection benefit, no foreign transaction fees, primary auto rental coverage, free authorized user cards that also come with similar benefits, and a few other features that I talked about in more detail in my full review video of the Venture X card that I'll link to down below. But basically, if you're looking for a solid premium travel credit card with lots of benefits and an annual fee that's easy to justify, or if you want to pair this card with the Capital One Saver one to get good point multipliers in many different categories, then the Venture X is going to be, in my opinion, one of the best credit cards out there in 2023. Now, all right, let's move on to the fifth credit card in this video with one that I think just makes a lot of sense for a lot of people out there to have in 2023 when you look at how we're spending money, and that's going to be the Amazon Prime Rewards Visa Signature Card. So if you're like me, you probably enjoy the low prices and wide selection that Amazon offers, and you might have Amazon Prime too, because at just $139 per year, you get same day or 1 to 2 day shipping to get pretty much anything you could ever need delivered right to your front door. So if you're a Prime customer, then this is the credit card you want to get for all things Amazon, because first of all, it's going to give you a $100 Amazon gift card instantly, immediately, once you get approved for it with no minimum spend. But then for the best part about this credit card is that it earns 5% back on anything you buy from Amazon.com or any of their Amazon physical stores. Plus, it also gets 5% back at Whole Foods, 2% back at restaurants and gas stations, and then 1% back on all other purchases. There's also no foreign transaction fees, and like I said, you do have to be a Prime customer to get this version of the card with 5% back on Amazon and Whole Foods, so technically the annual fee paid for Prime is kind of like an annual fee for this card too. But if you're not a Prime customer and you're really looking for no fees, then there's also a regular version of this Amex card which still offers 3% back on Amazon and Whole Foods as well. Now that's pretty much it for the Amazon Prime Rewards card, but since so many people out there shop at Amazon on a regular basis, I think it's a credit card that almost everyone should consider. Or you can also consider getting this next credit card that's number 6 on our list that occasionally also can be good for Amazon, and that is the Chase Freedom Flex. So the Freedom Flex right now is offering a sign-up bonus of $200 after spending $500 in the first 3 months. But on top of that, for a while, they've also been offering 5% back at grocery stores for your first year on up to $12,000 of spending. Now that's an offer that might not be around by the time you're watching this because it's been going on for a few months now. But even if you only see the base offer of $200, that's still pretty good for a no annual fee card. Also, Chase advertises cash back on their website, but if you read the fine print, the Freedom Flex actually earns the same Chase Ultimate Rewards points that the Chase Sapphire Preferred earns, and those points can be converted to cash back at a value of 1 cent per point, or you're able to combine the points you earn on the Freedom Flex with the Sapphire Preferred and then potentially redeem those points for even more value with the features available on that Sapphire Preferred card like we talked about earlier. But for spending multipliers, the Freedom Flex gets 5% back or 5 points per dollar in rotating quarterly categories, which has included Amazon in the past, but also it typically includes things like grocery stores, restaurants, and even places like Target. You also get 5% back on travel that you book through Chase, 3% back on dining, 3% back at drugstores, and 1% back on all other purchases. So you've got a few good areas of spending with those fixed categories and then lots of flexibility with those rotating categories. The Freedom Flex also comes with a cell phone protection benefit and then some other limited time partner benefits with brands like Lyft, DoorDash, and Instacart on this card as well. But there is going to be a 3% foreign transaction fee, so it's not a great card for international travel. Now moving on to credit card number 7 here, this is going to be a good one with a specific category that I think is really useful, and that's going to be the Amex Blue Cash Everyday. So the Blue Cash Everyday card right now has a sign-up bonus of $200 cash back in the form of a statement credit after spending $2,000 in the first 6 months. That's pretty competitive with other no annual fee cards out there, but the minimum spend is a little bit on the high side. But then for spending multipliers, this is where the card really shines as another versatile option for your wallet because it earns 3% cash back on groceries at US supermarkets, 3% back on US online retail purchases, 3% back on gas at US gas stations, and then 1% back on all other purchases. And when it comes to how this card earns cash back, there's really 2 small negatives that I just want to point out here that might not be a big deal for people out there depending on who you are. So first, cash back is earned in the form of reward dollars that can be redeemed as a statement credit. So this is not earning the more valuable American Express membership rewards points, and you can basically only apply the cash back you earn on this card to help decrease your card's balance. But honestly, in my opinion, that's okay because cash back is still cash back, whether it goes into your bank account or as a credit back to your account. However, like American Express says on their website, the other small negative here is that on those 3% categories, you're going to be limited to earning cash back at that higher rate for only up to $6,000 of spending per category per calendar year. So essentially, that means you can technically still earn up to $180 back on groceries, $180 back for online purchases, and $180 back on gas if you manage to max out each one of those categories. And to me, the main reason I included the Blue Cash Everyday on this list is for that online retail category because for many people out there, online shopping is a huge area of spending where it's really tough to maximize cash back sometimes. And then getting 3% back on groceries and gas is a nice bonus too if you don't already have another credit card in your wallet that's earning well for you in those areas of spending. This Amex credit card also comes with a couple of useful partner benefits that could add to your value as well, like a Disney bundle credit, where if you subscribe to the Disney bundle, you're gonna get a $7 statement credit every month, which adds up to $84 back per year. And you can also get $15 back in Home Chef credits each month for up to $180 back per year if you're someone that uses that service too. There's also a 2.7% foreign transaction fee to take note of as well, but the 3% cashback categories on this card only work on US spending anyway, so it's not a great credit card to take with you outside the country. But I do think it's still a great no annual fee card that'll easily put hundreds of dollars back in your wallet every single year. And then finally, before we get into those two honorable mentions at the end of this video, the 8th official credit card on my list of the best credit cards for 2023 is gonna be none other than the Amex Gold card. So there should be no surprise that the Amex Gold is on my list because so many people out there rave about how great this card is. But even though I agree it can be one of the most valuable cards, it's really only valuable for the right people, like I've explained in my full review video. So to start, right now American Express is offering an elevated sign-up bonus on the Gold card of 75,000 membership rewards points after spending $4,000 on this card in the first 6 months of card membership. And this offer I found is up from the typical 60,000 point bonus, but sometimes you need to search around and be patient to find this higher elevated offer. Now there is a $250 annual fee, but luckily the Gold card also comes with up to $240 worth of credits that could potentially help to offset that fee down to as low as effectively just $10 per year. But that's assuming you'd be spending money at the places offering these credits within your normal spending habits already. So you get $120 for Uber and Uber Eats, and then $120 for use with select dining partners like Grubhub, Shake Shack, the Cheesecake Factory, and a few more. And those credits are split up into $10 for Uber and $10 for those select dining partners per month, and use it or lose it credits that will not roll over from month to month if you don't use them. So if you like those credits, then great. The $250 annual fee shouldn't scare you away, but if you don't think you would use those credits, then you might want to avoid this card. Then for spending multipliers, the Gold card is really good and focuses on food spending, which is one of the highest areas of spending for most people. So the card gets 4 points per dollar at restaurants worldwide, 4 points per dollar on groceries at US supermarkets, and up to $25,000 of spending per calendar year. Plus the card also gets 3 points per dollar on flights booked with airlines or through Amex Travel, and then 1 point per dollar on other purchases. Now to get the most value from the points that the Amex Gold earns, you're gonna wanna be someone that's gonna take those points and then transfer them out to one of Amex's travel partners for flights or hotel stays. And I know a few cards in this video have transfer partners, and not everyone wants to deal with that. But to me, when you look at the value in the numbers and compare cash back to travel, it's travel that has the most upside value by far, so I think that's the best way to redeem rewards you can earn with credit cards. The Amex Gold card also has no foreign transaction fees and some other decent travel protections, so if you're someone that spends a lot on food and you're gonna get good value from the credits, plus if you plan to travel with the points you earn, then the Amex Gold card should be a must-have card in your wallet. Now for the two honorable mentions, I'm just gonna quickly go over those here because they fell just short of making this list, but I still really like them and use them a lot myself. So the first honorable mention is gonna be the Chase Freedom Unlimited. Again, I really like this card and I use it a lot as a catch-all card because it earns 1.5% back or 1.5 Chase points per dollar on miscellaneous spending categories. But outside of that, it's basically the exact same card as the Freedom Flex that I talked about earlier. And I just really wish the Chase would actually change something about this card to make the two cards here have different features. So the Freedom Unlimited also comes with a $200 sign-up bonus after spending $500 in the first 3 months. And it also has that limited time bonus for 5% back on groceries for 1 year. Plus it gets the same 3% back on dining, 3% back at drugstores, and 5% back on travel booked through Chase. Now with no annual fee, I still think it makes a lot of sense for anyone to get this card, especially if you want to do a Chase trifecta setup consisting of the Freedom Unlimited, the Freedom Flex, and one of those Sapphire cards like the Preferred. And the Chase trifecta is the reason the Unlimited has sort of become my catch-all card here, even though it only earns 1.5% back on all other purchases when some other cards out there earn 2% back. The reason for that is that I really value Chase points very highly because I can combine the 1.5 points per dollar on the Freedom Unlimited with the features on my Chase Sapphire Preferred, and then I get 2 to 3 times more value or even more by transferring my Chase points through my Sapphire Preferred. So 1.5% back in points with Chase is basically worth more to me than 2% cash back on any other credit cards out there. But anyway, the Freedom Unlimited is a great card and deserves to be mentioned with the really good sign-up bonuses it has, plus its ability to do well in the Chase trifecta ecosystem. And then for my second honorable mention, I have the Built MasterCard, which has a ton of potential to be one of the best new travel credit cards out there, especially since it has no annual fee as well. The Built MasterCard is the first credit card that allows you to pay rent without the extra 2 to 3% credit card fees that most landlords normally charge. And then you also earn 1 point per dollar on all rent payments on up to $50,000 of rent spending per calendar year. You also get 2 points per dollar on travel and 3 points per dollar on dining. And then Bilt gives cardholders a number of really great transfer partners where you can basically redeem for hotels and flights at some pretty high values. But the only two reasons why I'm keeping this as an honorable mention and not putting it on my list of the best credit cards in 2023 is because, first of all, there's no sign-up bonus, so that's gonna limit the value you're able to get up front, which most other credit cards out there offer. And then second of all, Bilt also recently had a number of widespread fraud transactions that showed up on many customers' accounts, including my own. Now, I explained the situation and all you have to know about the Bilt MasterCard in another video that I'll link to down below, but it was handled by Bilt and I've had no problems with the card other than that since. So I really like that I'm earning a little over 2,000 points on rent every single month that I could not have earned otherwise. But because of these things and the fact that this is still a pretty new credit card on the market from a startup, I'm basically just gonna wait it out and see how the next year goes with me using this card before I bump it up on my list of the best credit cards. Now, if you want to get approved for any of the credit cards on this list and start taking advantage of all the value that they can offer, you're gonna need a good credit score at least in the 700s first. So make sure you go ahead and check out this video over here next where I walk through exactly step by step what you have to do to increase your credit score easily and quickly. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.